Okay, you're going to make sure the drain's set so nothing will leak out. You're going to put your tools in your wife's wonderful sink, especially the newer ones. Your wife will love you for it. Put it down there. And then you get the vinegar. Get the vinegar out. And pour some in to cover all the rusty parts. Get all that covered. The vinegar is actually a pretty inexpensive thing to buy. Okay, and then I'm going to spread some fizzy powder, some baking soda on. Let it sit for a couple of hours. Don't know why, it would seem to cut down the acid of the vinegar, but this is what the instructions said, and so we're going to try it. So we'll let it sit now for an hour or two. Okay, now that you've got your wife's sink all nice and gunky, you see it's kind of sludgy down there. You're supposed to put it in here and then get steel wire, brush, or get something on your drill to take the rest of it off. We'll go down there and do that now. So now you've soaked it and loosened up all the rust. You get some kind of a wire brush. I have just a wheel somewhere, but this is the only one I could find, so we're going to try this. So I had tried to get this rust off before I soaked it, and it just wouldn't come off. But now that I've soaked it, it's coming off quite well. It's looking pretty good. If you watch your fingers, you might want to put a glove on. And a face mask for the dust. So I'm hitting it mostly with just this bottom part. If you try to do it with the whole thing, it'll keep grabbing. Yeah, this is coming off so much easier, I can't believe it. It just wouldn't budge it before. Look at that. That's good. So the real lesson is, when you borrow tools, don't forget them out in the rain. I may have to replace them anyway, because look at the cracks from being wet. I just can't believe I didn't. Yeah, I see the cracks down here, so that handle will fall apart at some point. I may stick some glue in there of some kind, epoxy or something, to help stabilize it. Okay, here's number 2. It works better if you hold it down against the ground. Another thing that works well is put it in a vise if you've got one. Looking good? Looking good. This one's going to be the real challenge. With the curve in it, I couldn't get the whole thing to fit down in the sink while I was soaking it. So we'll see if this part right here comes out. It got soaked a little bit, but not very much. Look at that. First time I did it, wasn't coming off at all. And now after it's been soaked a little bit, it's doing a great job. Yeah, it's working great. Okay. Okay. Now for the top. This may be the tougher part. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get down in there. A little bit. But if you had another wire brush, you could get a thinner one. You could get it down in there. Get the handles a little bit. Okay, so that looks good. So one hint is when you're doing this, do a light touch. Don't push down because it'll grab and twist. And like I said, if you've got a vise, you could hold in there and then use both hands on the drill or whatever you're scraping it with. You could even use a wire brush, and that would get a lot of it. Okay, that's looking so much better. And we'll get that edge too. Check all the edges. Looks like you see. Okay. Now they're in the position to return to the neighbor. I just can't believe I left those outside. This handle's okay because it's rubber, but those wooden handles, I may have to replace the tool. But they've been working on a house, but they're about done with all the concrete, and I don't know that they'll ever use them again. But anyway, it's good to return them in as good a condition as you got them, and this definitely isn't. But if they need a new one, I'll buy them a new one. Anyway, hope that helps. It also helps on tools as well. And I just happen to have a tool that was left out with the others. We'll see how it works without soaking. Definitely isn't taking it off as well as having soaked it, but it is taking it off. I know some people will give their tools a shot of WD-40. I'm not going to. Okay. All right. So that's the end. Thanks for watching. Leave any comments down below about what you'd suggest for under here. I guess I could use the wire brush, but we'll see. Just remembered I had a wire brush 3 feet away. So let's see what this will do. Get these little pokey outies that can get you. And I got down in there a little bit farther. Yeah, that's doing it. Like brushing your teeth with something that would hurt really bad. So You can see it did do part of it. Can't get all the way through there. Well, see how that worked? Did quite a bit. So we'll call, never finished. Just have to watch your fingers so you don't plow into them. Okay, looks good. All right, thanks, done. See you next time.